Hey guys, and welcome back. In today's video, I will be showing you how to make a count age label above the player's head. So without further ado, let's start with the video. First, add a script into server script service and copy what I write. I will also be trying to explain the script. First, I get the player's service so that we can add a function soon, so that the account age label shows up whenever the player joins a game. Now I actually write the function which fires whenever the new player joins a game. The player parameter represents the player who just joined. So the player in those brackets will mean the player that joined. Now we get the player's character. We need the player's character so that we can get the position above the player's head. Now I actually create the label in the script. If you know how to make UI in the script, you can customize it however you like. Here I parent the UI into the player's head. And here I set the adornee to the player's head. But what even is an adornee? Well, adornee is basically the object that the GUI sticks to. Think of it like tape. If the object floats somewhere and you tape it to your back, it will follow you. I set the stud's offset so that the GUI is higher than the player's head and not inside the player's head. Here I start creating the text label, which will show our account age as a text above the player's head. This line right here is setting the text to our player's account age. Here I set the color. Here I set the parent of the label to be the GUI that we made above. Here I set text scale to true so that it automatically fits and scales the text. Here I make the background transparency to be invisible so that only the text is visible. And here I just set the size of the text label. Now I'm going to go ahead and test the game. And as you can see, it displays the number above my head, but what is this number? Well, it's your account age in days. Now I'm going to be scaling the GUI a little bit to make it look better. Okay, now I'm going to try to make the text more simple and clear. Delete the current text from here and copy what I write. Now the text will say account age, the number of players' account age, days. Now you might be asking, what are those two dots for? Well, the two dots are the string concatenation. In simpler words, they're used to combine strings. These two dots are like glue. They join text and values together, so it all shows up as one string in my example. The text. Here are the text and here's the value. So it basically glues things like values and text together. Now I'm going to go ahead and test the game. And well, as you can see, it works, but I still want to change the scale to make it look better. Well, that's fine with me. You can also mess around with the values yourself. If you are wondering, you can click the drop down of the player's service and then on your player, and you can also view the account age there. Okay, now as you can see, it works, but why is there so much time left in the video? Well, that's because we have one slight problem to fix. Basically, whenever the player respawns, it resets his GUI above their head as seen in the video. So we have to fix that. So the first thing you want to do is delete this line right here, and then copy what I write. Now we add so that the function fires every time the player's character gets added. The char parameter basically means a character that gets added. Now what you want to do is copy all of this code, delete it, and paste into the player.characterAdded function. And that's all. I am now going to test the game again. As you can see, the GUI shows up the same as before. And when we reset our character, as you can see, the GUI still shows up. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I think that I'm going to do one more part on this account age GUI, so that, for example, when the player has an account age that has over 1,000 days, he gets a badge or something, and maybe a title in the chat or something. So like I said, this is going to be the end of the video. Hope you have a nice day or night, and bye.